So is the original metal Eldar Jetbike the best Eldar Jetbike miniature? Now, since as long as I can remember, Eldar and their Eldar Jetbikes have lived in harmony, hand in hand, throughout the years. I'm not sure what this is. Is that hand in hand? You can't really have one without the other. Mario and Luigi, fish and chips, or Crockett and Tubbs. Hands up if you get that reference. God, my t-shirt was really on show there today. Today we're wearing a Britney Spears t-shirt from when we went to see Britney live at the O2 a fair few years ago. I was dragged along to that. It wasn't my choice to go. It was actually alright though. I think the rear has the date. I don't know when it was. Anyway, so the original Eldar Jetbike miniature was made of metal, and it was quite interesting indeed. So let's dive in and have a look. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Likeys! Now, the Eldar Jetbike, I reckon, is one of the most famous bikes in all of Warhammer. Everybody knows what an Eldar Jetbike is, right? But have you seen the first one, the metal one? Well, if you haven't, here it is. It's a lovely machine. This Eldar, or Eldari as they are now known, contraption was released in October of 1988 and was sculpted by the main man, Jez Goodwin. Yes, Goodwin pretty much sculpted all of the excellent Eldar miniatures and is still designing them today, I believe. What a superstar. The Eldar Jetbike epitomises the grace and elegance embodied in the Eldar civilization. Its sleek lines and well-balanced proportions elevate it from the realms of machinery to those of high art. Like the Eldar themselves, its appearance is deceptive, for beneath the curved exterior lurks a gravitic propulsion unit that can outperform any comparable machine in the galaxy. As well as its rider, the Jetbike carries two shuriken catapults, providing the firepower that makes this such a deadly support weapon. Eldar commanders will experience the Jetbike's formidable capability. Their opponents will taste its bitter lethality. Tripping myself up here. Now, until I was doing my Oldhammer research, I had no idea that the very first Eldar Jetbike was metal. I always assumed they were just plastic Jetbikes from the get-go. Now, I did know the Harlequins had one, because they had a big one with the face on at the front, but my brain was too stupid to work out that that one just had a different fairing and rider on it, and was based on the original Eldar metal one. Oh well, every day's a school day, eh? Now, if we have a look at this Jetbike miniature, which is the whole point of why we are here, we can see the rider, or driver, or passenger, whatever you want to call him, is very laid back. So laid back, in fact, he's almost staring straight up at the sky. Is that an assembly mistake, or is it the way it's been made? I might need to get hold of the miniature myself to check it out. An easy rider indeed. The Eldar is wearing what I believe was known as, and still might be known as, mesh armour, which looks a lot like chainmail, and I think that's pretty much what it is. I think, however, the mesh armour tightens up on any impacts, allowing it to be flexible in motion and sturdy when being hit. It sounds a bit like a Bruce Lee quote, doesn't it? I do miss Bruce Lee. I wish he was still alive today. I say I miss him, but I never actually knew him. I was more a fan of his work, although I never read any of his books. Have you? Are they worth a read? Now, early Eldar had an interesting style to their armour. To me, it looks a bit like they're wearing flares. Pigeon Street style. And I haven't seen Pigeon Street since I was about 5 years old, so I might be misremembering that. But I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people wearing flares in it. Now, I've never worn a pair of flares myself that I know of. They were a little before my time, and I think the closest I've had is a pair of boot-cut jeans. Anyway, the Eldar's leg armour looks very flared, very bootcut, and also Mark VI marine armour, back in the day especially, also has this look, which is strange. Now, I haven't been looking at Eldar Jetbikes much recently, but I'm pretty sure the modern versions don't have the downturned tip that this one has, Concorde style. I mean, I might be wrong, and I fully expect people to shout at me in the comments if I am. I really do miss the Concorde. It was such a graceful aeroplane, and seemed far ahead of its time. Do you guys think we'll ever see it back in the skies, or maybe something similar? Aha, hold on. Now, when it comes to miniature aeroplanes, I have this. This isn't mine, this is my son's. This is a Hot Wheels Poison Arrow. Hold on, I've got a battery thing off and thing. It's an interesting little aeroplane thing with a propeller on the rear. It even spins. But the best thing about it is on the side here, it says, if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Thomas. If you are enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below, or up here somewhere. So I hear someone outside my window. Someone in a black Kia. It would be interesting if the tips could change shape or warp at different speeds, a bit like the spaceship in Flight of the Navigator. I forget his name. Was it Max? My favourite part of that movie was the lad's t-shirt, the blue stripy one. I do still want one of those. Oh, and the NASA hat. Sarah Jessica Parker was in that movie way before she was in Sex and the City, you know. Has she actually ever done anything else? Was she in Hocus Pocus? Don't think I've ever even seen that. The seat of the Jetbike looks very comfortable. The ribbed leather reminds me of the seats from a Porsche 928 or the Millennium Falcon. The padded section style, you know, with the ribs, it's pretty cool. I would like an office chair in this style actually. Does anyone know of one? I'd also like to know why the side of the fairing, I think that's the correct term, has a rotary telephone dial on the side. Is that for calling his friends?
Eldar phone home.
I wonder if his finger lights up. Marvellous. Anyway, if you want to see some more Oldhammer style videos, and I know you do, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.